so nice to have you back here. Do you remember when you came here in the spring and everything was small and bright green and beautiful? Well, here we are, beginning of fall. It is October, and we have to get rid of things that aren't quite as lovely.
I think we should.
As they used to be. So
you can tell it's spring because we have abandoned, or you can tell it's fall because we've abandoned our hats.
oh, we have done, although I do have my shirt on, so all is well with the world. Anyway, today we're going to go through and just take a look at how to clean up the garden. Obviously, it's not sort of a process where you do everything at once. You do it in steps, which is easier for your back.
Okay.
So we're starting today with large perennials, and we're going to do pots. We'll do a little planting. We'll do
planting? We're still going to plant?
We're going to still do some planting. You can do this, and we're also going to put in bulbs.
Oh, good.
And there's other stuff to do too. So actually, it's good that you do it in steps because there's a heck of a lot to do this time of year.
Good.
So,
okay.
To work.
To work.
Here we are.
Okay, Barbara. So I see that when you said let's get to work, you actually meant I should get to work, right?
Yes, Helen.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm always pleased to have you here. We're so efficient when you're here.
When I'm working. Okay,
yes.
Fair enough.
I will be feeding you drinks later on, but you know.
Well, that makes it all worthwhile. So what are we going to do now?
Well,
I've got these vicious tools in my hand, so tell me how I'm to use them.
Well, what we're doing, this is one of the things you have to do in the fall, is we are putting these pots to bed. These lovely containers are full of geraniums, they're full of salvia, and all kinds of other lovely plants. We also even have a perennial in there. So what we're going to do is, number one, we're going to cut off a few flowers because this is sort of a sad thing that's happening. Yeah. We're going to cut off some flowers, we're going to use them, and then we are just going to completely dismantle the pots and hopefully not mangle that poor perennial so that we can plant it somewhere else in the garden.
Okay. So I'm just going to cut these off so that we can put them in water and have them as just a nice cut flower arrangement.
Exactly. And I mean, this is up to you. If you're really busy, obviously not to worry about this, but
is that good?
Oh, Helen, perfection.
All right.
As usual.
Okay. I think I'll have to have them a wee bit taller so they'll fit in the vase.
Well, not to worry. We can fiddle with these later on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but we have to have something to fiddle with, don't we? So after I get done with this,
yes,
the rest is just going to be a matter of ripping them out.
I think so. We're just going to pull them right out of the pot. They go into a refuse bag. We have citywide composting here.
Okay.
And
so you don't make your own compost?
I don't have enough room. I wish I did. And you know what? Perhaps next year I will do. But right at the moment, I'm just sending everything to the corner in my nice compost bags. It's collected every 2 weeks here.
Well, listen, if the city will do it, why should you bother? Oh, it's not working out so well. Okay.
Oh, not to worry.
So now, when we come to, I was going to ask you about this, when we come to rip out the stuff from the pots, do we try to save any of the soil, or do we just toss it all?
We're going to toss it. We're going to toss most of it. And the reason why we want to keep some is we don't want to have to fill these pots up every single year from the bottom to the top.
They're big pots. That's a lot of soil.
Well, it costs a lot of money after a while. It truly does. So what I'm going to do is actually, well, let's stop here. Okay. We'll move along, and we'll pick up our filming. Okay, we're back again. Helen has made this beautiful arrangement down here. As you will note, it's not called Learning to Flower Arrange with Barbara.
No.
It's Learning to Garden. Anyway,
we'll fix it later. It'll be lovely.
It will be. Anyway, so the next step is to pull the pots apart.
Okay.
And away you go.
And we're taking everything out of this pot.
Taking everything out of this pot. You'll see that this pot has to be put inside. It's a very nice ceramic pot. If I were to leave it out with our climate, you see, this is why I had Helen here. She's really having to put her back into it. Absolutely perfect. There we are.
And this is a perennial.
Actually, this is a perennial. So why give it just a little tug, the whole thing, give it a tug out, and let's see if we can't stick it in somewhere. I know that this can be a little bit invasive for some people, and you're thinking, why on earth are you doing that? But you know what? I've got a few problem areas, so I'm just going to go ahead. You can leave the soil on, don't have to knock it out. Okay. Just put it down at its base, and that'll be great,
just
Helen.
Here for now?
Yeah, just there for now.
So now we've got just soil left here, so we just leave that?
I just leave the soil in. You know what? for people, let's say this was not a ceramic pot, that it was just a regular pot. If you leave that dirt in and you like to arrange Christmas arrangements with sticks and things like that, you'll actually have the material that you can push it in, which is just, it works out again, and then you just start out next year. I'd probably take a little of the soil out, but in other words, I don't have
you
to
could have your Christmas arrangement outside then, as long as you don't have a
absolutely
pot that's going to
crack.
crack. Okay.
All right.
Look at this great big pot here. So we're just going to do the same thing again with this
Same thing
one.
again.
Whoa.
Oh, Helen, well done. Actually, it's quite satisfying to do
It
this.
Oh, I've kind of sprayed this
Yeah,
out
no,
with everything.
no fears at all.
Do you hear that little squealing noise? It's this plant going, stop that.
What are
Helen."
you doing? What are you doing?
Now this perennial thing here is still, this is a bigger one. Should we save this one too?
Oh, sure. Let's do that.
Let's see what we can do, because everything else has come out now, I think. Boy, that was easy, Barbara.
It really isn't hard. Now we've got a lovely day to do this. It's not too cold, but quite often you know that the snow is about to fly, and it's just, well, it can be miserable here, and
This is really dug in.
well, that's why they're a little invasive. We may want to think again exactly where we're going to put
I think
this.
this went through to the Antipodes.
It may well be, Helen, but just pull a little harder. There we are.
There we go. I knew I could do it.
There we are.
It's really messy, but
Oh,
anyway.
just plunk it down with the other one. We're
Go down there with
great.
your friend.
And you know what? And there's a weed. I love
that
it.
a weed?
That's a weed. Well done, Helen. Okay.
Look at that.
So, empty pots.
All
they were
right.
full, and
Good.
these will just go in the garage, ready for
For next
year.
Okay, good.
Done.